What's up, everyone? Thank you for hanging through with the technical difficulties. My name is Mike Fosno, aka The Foz, host of First and 10 with Foz, episode 1. Thank you guys so much. So far, he's been supporting me. Social media, the messages, all the artwork done from everyone. Like, you guys have just been phenomenal. This has been like a 3-month in the show making. So, super happy with the support so far. You guys are the best. Keep on supporting, commenting, sharing, liking. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. I appreciate all of you. So like I said in my promo video, this is not going to be your typical statistical talk about percentages and completions, things of that nature. There's plenty of sports shows that do that out there. We're going to talk about Bears team victories. We're going to talk about team achievements. We're going to talk about winning. We're going to talk about winning the NFC North. We're going to talk about being a contender in the playoffs. And we're going to talk about getting that Super Bowl back to Chicago. So that's what this show is going to be about. We're not going to talk about Justin Fields is the second best rushing quarterback of all time. Like, who gives a fuck about that? It's going to be like a halftime statistical question on some stupid show down the road. So we're going to be talking about the Bears.
The Bears. The Bears.
We're going to be talking about tailgating, particularly with my group, First and 10, ba-boom. We're going to be talking about food, barbecue as time goes on, mixed drinks, beers. We're going to be talking about swag. We're going to be talking about Air Force Ones from my boy Uso. Boom, custom-made Fozes right here. We're going to be talking about big-ass bling chains from my guy Christian Moore from the Dolphins. We're going to be talking about the newly made Foz patch. Reach out to me if interested. Thank you guys for the support. So we're going to be talking about all that type of fun stuff as the season goes on. So wanted to do this show just right before the draft. We're going to do tonight a little catch-up on the 2022 season. Yeah, 2022 season sucked ass. So we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to get into the trading of the first pick. We're going to talk about free agency, draft predictions. We're going to talk about Aaron fucking Rodgers being gone from the NFC North right now, baby. Let's hear hallelujah for that. That's going to be coming up later today, too. But before I do any of that, when I decided to do this show, I did not want to do it by myself. I mean, me sitting there talking to a fucking camera in my basement by myself just seemed kind of weird. So I have one of my best friends who I've been friends with for 35 years. We went to kindergarten together. Me and him basically do a podcast every Thursday night. Just we're really drunk and sit on my couch watching horrible Thursday night football games. So I figured he was the top person I should bring on in order to do the show with me. His name is Mike Maxwell, and he is waiting in the rafters. Let me go ahead and get him. Oh, yeah. He is entertaining too, people. Anyone in the comments can guess what wrestler's intro that is. I will send them free swag.
You earn a lot of free things.
Yeah, you earn a lot of free things if you can tell me what wrestler's intro is that. Maxwell, how are we doing tonight, sir?
Good, my man. Good, my man. How about you?
Oh, man, I'm fucking furious about all the technical difficulties so far. Fucking down here swearing up a storm and fuck currently right now. But
it wouldn't be a show unless there was a problem.
Yeah, me and Maxwell did a run through like a week ago too, and everything was super smooth. So it's just like, of course, tonight something's got to go fucked up, right? Like, it just makes perfect sense.
Absolutely.
So let's get into it, my fan. Let's talk about the worst of the worst, the 2022 season. So the Bears are 3-14. We beat the 49ers in a monsoon game the first week. We barely beat the Texans. We beat the Patriots. Then we drop everything after that. Maxwell, was that pretty much what you saw last Bears season looking like going into the season?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they built that team last year to be as bad as humanly possible. They had to break it down to build it back up. I mean, with the Mac trade and just how they built the team all together, it was let's get as bad as possible to get that first pick. And in the process of it, if we can find out we have our number one quarterback going forward, it's a win. So like we said, for a 3-14 team, it's about as successful as humanly possible.
Most definitely. I think that was definitely confirmed when we got rid of Quinn at the defensive end and Roquan in the middle too. Like, that was just like the icing on the cake. Like, we ain't planning on doing shit this year besides trying to develop Fields. And Did you think we developed Fields this year? There's a lot of haters out there saying he's a running back quarterback now, and he's
No.
not a real quarterback. What do you guys think?
100% a real quarterback. I mean, he showed his explosive athleticism. When you're running for your life every play, it's tough to develop the passing game, and I'm sure we all still have questions about how good of a passer he can be. But in the few flashes we saw, I mean, he has an incredible arm with the athleticism and the football smarts. Yeah, I mean, it's only going to get better. We all hope. Everything we've seen so far is nothing but A-pluses and 5 stars for all his athleticism.
Dude, most definitely. I mean, you got to have some sort of stability, something to work with in his position. He had absolutely nothing. Like, we're trying to tell the guy to build a house with duct tape and push pins. I mean, what's the guy supposed to do? I mean, and then as far for his running, everyone was super impressed and loved his running last year. Dude, I was definitely a hater of all the running going on. Like, it wasn't a scheme like Michael Vick or in Baltimore. I mean, it was definitely him just running for his life, trying not to be killed every single play. And we're lucky we made it out last season with him not being seriously injured in the offseason, in my opinion. So, I mean, I think that was one of the best things to come out of it, in my eyes at least. What about you, my friend?
Yeah, it showed how tough he was too. I mean, he took some vicious hits last year, and did he even miss a game? If he did, he missed one game maybe. I mean,
yeah, he missed like the second to last game, I believe. He was injured.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he showed his toughness. He showed his athleticism, like we both said. We all don't want him running as much as he was last season, but it's a powerful weapon to have. And now you add some more weapons into it. It can only go up from here, you hope.
Yeah, definitely. What you just say, he's a modern day Michael Vick, Randall Cunningham. I mean, he definitely has the ability to be successful on both ends of the ball as far as running and throwing it.
Yeah, I mean, his arm strength is going to be his strength, I think. And he's shown, like we said, we only saw flashes of it, but when it did flash, it's really good. And he's got a really, really strong arm. I think he can be better than either one of those guys that you just mentioned, or Lamar Jackson, or anyone else in the league like that. He's every bit as fast, and I think every bit as strong. And his football smarts and his arm and his passing game develops, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, definitely. He had some sort of rib injury, like someone just commented, from taking a hit from the previous game.
Yeah,
and I remember everyone was complaining that they should still play him because he was going for the record of most running yards from a QB. And it's like, is that really what we're going for as fans right now? Like, we want these guys just to break individual records. I mean, that's great for them. That's great for them and their agent when they're negotiating contracts. But it's far for us, dude. Unless you're winning the football game for my team, I really don't care about your individual records. You know what I mean?
No, I was all for them. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, I was all for them sitting him down. I mean, absolutely. I don't care about a rushing rate. That's great. And if he got it healthy, absolutely. That's awesome. But who cares? The point is to him be healthy and come into this season ready to rock.
I think it was just such a bad season. People were like clinging on to that for some sort of like hopeful, positive thing, which I understand. But realistically, you got to understand, logistically, it would have been a dumb move.
Once they traded Smith, you knew exactly what this season was going to be. As bad as possible, tank as hard as possible without actually, trying as hard as you can to be as bad as possible. They did. I mean, they built this roster to be bad. There's nothing else you can really say about it.
Speaking of building the roster to be bad, near the end of the season, we did try to do something to make our receiving core a little bit better, and that's trade our second-round pick this year for Claypool from the Steelers, which previously for the Steelers, I was always a fan of Claypool. I had him on my fantasy team. He's a decent producer with what he had to work with. Was it the right move, will you say, at least at the time, that we did the trade?
Maybe. Like we both said, I think before when we knew you'd talk about it, I wish it had been the other second-round pick, the later one. I think it's in the 60s. You would have felt a lot better about that because with the Dolphins losing the first round, that is now a first-round pick. So, right move. Absolutely. Right move, I don't know. I think incomplete's the only grade you can give it because we have no idea. He did nothing last year to show that he could. But an offseason with your quarterback, with the whole system, with now more talent in there, hopefully it becomes worth it, and we have to pay him because he's really good. But it always makes you nervous when a team trades a young player for a pick, and especially a good organization like the Steelers. Again, incomplete. I think it's the only grade you can really give it. I couldn't say one way or the other.
Yeah, dude, let's really hope with what we picked up with DJ Moore this year that he's going to balance off with Mooney and then hopefully some offensive line during the draft we pick up this year too. So we'll get into that later. to finish up the 2022 season, though, do you think they were blowing games near the end there just to get that number one pick? I mean, that's been like the controversial talk. No. You can go first. I got my comments on it, but I mean, definitely.
No, I don't think so at all. I think the team was so bad that it's almost impossible to blow it. I mean, any team could luck into a game, but no. I mean, at the end of the year, if you could name the entire defensive front seven at the end of the season, I'll give you $100. I mean, there was nobody there playing, no pass rush. No, they weren't blowing games. They were competitive in games because you've got a good coaching staff, I think. But no, I don't think they were intentionally losing games. They were intentionally trying to be as bad as possible with all the moves. Yeah. But no, intentionally going out there and trying to lose. No, absolutely not.
Someone is going to name the front seven in the comments right now, and you're going to owe them $100. Just FYI, Max. Because someone's just going to know them even though they're that.
Well, somebody's Googling it as fast as possible right
now. No, but I totally agree with you. To an extent. I will say the whole Carlos Santo missing kicks near the end of the year there, that dude's been ironclad since we had him, since we picked him up, ever since we got rid of Mr. Double Doink. So, I mean, him mysteriously missing easy kicks and extra points was kind of weird to me. And then specifically the one game I was at, which was the last Green Bay game at home. Dude, we owned the Packers that first half, dude. I mean, we were killing them, stopping them on defense. We were scoring, moving the ball down the field. Halftime came, we came back out, and then magically now, like, they're running us all over. And I don't know, dude. It just didn't make too much sense to me as far as, like, watching the game from start to finish.
Kickers aren't real people anyway, and they're like bullpens. They're just there to break your heart. You don't notice them when they're doing good. You only notice them when they're just terrible as possible. So that's just the nature of a kicker, I think. I mean, you can go down the line of any really good kicker. Why are we even talking about kickers?
They're a sore subject. Bring back Robbie Gould. We'll get to that.
Didn't they just cut Santos?
No, he hasn't been cut yet. That's been like the
Not
big,
yet.
I don't think they're gonna cut him. I think there's a bunch of like clickbait articles out there about
since
Robbie Gould said he wants to come back now. Everyone's like, get rid of Santos and bring back Robbie Gould. I mean, which in my heart I really don't disagree with. I would love Robbie Gould to come home to Chicago, but again, no, Santos is still our kicker as of right now, and I don't see that changing as far as anytime soon. But we'll see. Who knows? Crazier things have happened.
Sure.
So we get into the last game of the 2022 season, and our man Lovie Smith comes through for us in a Texans uniform, throwing up a Hail Mary at the end of the game, losing the game, winning the game, giving us the number one overall pick. I mean, was that not like just the Bears Super Bowl game, that last game of the season?
Oh, absolutely. You just asked about the Bears. You just asked about the Bears intentionally tanking. Lovie went in there intentionally trying to win that game as hard as possible. When he found out that he wasn't going to have a job or he wasn't getting extended, he said, man, I'm going to go put it all out there. I mean, I remember watching that game because I wound up winning like my year-end pool because of that game.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And that play, it was like a perfect painting. Like if you watched it, and paused it, guys were just falling, balls are just flying. It was unbelievable that they came back and won that game.
Yeah.
So they should be building the statue to Lovie soon.
Oh yeah, dude. He needs to be up there with the family, just waving down before every game, saying hello to the crowd, and bring back Lovie, dude. Make him the water boy. Give him some job, dude. Dude deserves some sort of job.
Yeah, put him up top with George. Let him be an ambassador like Lance Briggs and all these other guys.
There you go. Give a little wave to the people. Tag the hat a little bit.
Because I think he's probably still getting paid by U of I and the Texans, so he doesn't even need money.
He's doing all right.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much the whole cap of the 2022 season, which I know most fans were just super happy for it to be over, which I definitely was too. But I mean, for being a 1st and 10 tailgater, though, will definitely say that it's a sad end of the year because tailgating season has come to an end now for all of us. And we don't see each other as much as we like to during the offseason, family scenes of that nature. So, I mean, as much as the Bear season sucked, the tailgating aspect is always such a great time. And just to give a little commemorative to last year, I put together a little slideshow for last 2022 season. So here you goes, guys. Enjoy. I'm not crying. You're definitely crying, Maxwell. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, a little montage, a little put together for last year. Miss my fat guys. Thanks for all your support and thanks for watching. You guys are the best. Moving on, though, let's go on to trading the first pick to Carolina. So 2 first-round picks, 2024 first round, 2025 second round, and Mr. DJ Moore. Dude, was that a fleecing as of today? I mean, you kind of have your thoughts about it to begin with. Like, could they have had better? Or is it the best they could get?
Yeah, you could always second guess because I mean, in your mind you can say, well, they're going to trade 2 to Houston, and then we'll trade 2 to somewhere else. But yeah, it was great, mostly because of the inclusion of DJ Moore. You got a proven number one, an actual number one to go with this team now, and everyone now bumps down. Mooney goes down to maybe a slot. Claypool can just go up and get a guy in the red zone. I don't want to go far to say fleecing because we don't know what Carolina's pick is going to be. If it's a quarterback who's great, then it worked out well for everybody. But they got a very good haul, I think, and I don't think they could have gotten better from one team.
Dude, most definitely. I mean, initially I was hoping they were just going to get this crazy astronomical load for the first round pick. I mean, it was being built up as such a valuable thing because so many teams needed that first overall quarterback. But then again, you step back and think about it, like, that Ryan Poles talked to everybody in the NFL. I mean, obviously he had a slew of choices on what they wanted to choose to trade the number one pick. So that has to tell me, like, this is obviously the biggest bang of buck for what they're going to get.
I think so. Could they have gotten maybe more picks instead of DJ Moore? Sure, because there were rumors, I forget what the other team was, that was very interested also, but they weren't going to go as far as to give away a number one receiver or a top offensive defensive lineman. So Carolina blinked and they got, an excellent player on top of a haul of picks. I thought he did a great job.
Dude, most definitely. I absolutely love it. Crazy stat, like I said at the beginning, I'm not going to talk very much stats in this show, but DJ Moore enters the Chicago Bears being their number 3 all-time receiver without ever taking a snap on the field. That's a very happy but sad stat at the same time.
Sad.
So
yeah,
he's the currently number 3 all-time Bears wide receiver, and he hasn't even played yet. So
yeah, what is he, 25, 26 years old?
Yes, 25 years old. So we got that to look forward to. Moving on there, we go into the free agency, and I'm going to kind of break it down by position, and we can talk about it. We ended up getting rid of Montgomery, letting him go to free agency. We ended up picking up Foreman and Homer. Was that adequate as far as what we lost in David Montgomery?
I don't know. I mean, Montgomery was more important to the Bears than he was.
I mean, Khalil Herbert's still there too, obviously. So
yeah, I wish
he was a major impact last year.
I like Khalil Herbert to a point. I like his speed, but I'd rather have someone with more explosive speed than him. I don't ever want to overpay a running back unless it's a generational talent. You can find backs in the 5th and 6th round who could be very, very good. So I'm fine with it. It's not a make or break thing either way. I don't think. We all like David Montgomery, but he's not Matt Forte. He's not Neil Anderson. He's not Walter Payton. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a given scene. We're going to talk about a possible available running back in our own division that's rumored up in the air right now, so we can get into that later. But that dude, we stacked up the linebacker position around Sanborn with Edmonds and Edwards. I really love both of those moves. How about you, bro? What do you feel about
very much so? Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the 2 I think that needed the biggest upgrade was linebacker, and we still haven't. We'll get to defensive line, I know, but absolutely, I love both of those. Edwards, I think, is the one who's a little more athletic, has quite a few turnovers. I absolutely love both those pickups.
Dude, so do I, man. Absolutely love them. But like you said, I mean, I'm happy we got the linebacker roles, but going into the next 2 positions, the D-line and the O-line. So we picked up Billings and Walker, which Billings was a later pickup, like not too long ago. We only had, I believe, Walker at the time. And then Nate Davis on the O-line. I thought those were the 2 main positions I was looking for them to address first as far as the line goes. But again, obviously they didn't. So apparently they're looking to save on money, looking to save on time going into the draft. So I think we're going to see a lot more picks in the draft as far as those 2 positions go. After that, we picked up Tanya at tight end, which I think is going to be a great comment over to our other tight end. Totally lost his name. And then PJ Walker, Cole Kmet. as our backup to Fields. I think he's a very similar style as Justin Fields. So I think we're going to be good going to the draft with what we got from free agency. Overall, I'm going to give the Bears a B. Like I said, I would have really liked to see that O-line pickup, defensive end pickup. I think they really missed the ball there, not grabbing those two guys. Like I said, defensive end, offensive lineman could have been way better in the free agency, but I think they're trying to save money. Now, as far as the draft goes, we're going into Thursday's draft with the number 9 over pick. We have the number 53, 61, and 64. You guys can put in the comments who you're hoping goes in right now. I'm really hoping for Paris Johnson, man. That's my number one guy. I'm really hoping that we land him. I think he's exactly what we need. He's a former teammate of Justin Fields. He's got that arm extension. I think overall he's absolutely phenomenal. So that's my number one as far as going to the draft. After that, I'd like to see them pick up a defensive end as the number 2 pick at 53. And then from that point on, I'm really not too caring about what they go from there. I think as long as the first couple rounds they pick up that defensive end and that offensive line, I mean, that's big. That's key for me. And then any backup players for injuries down the road from there, I think is definitely where we want to go with that. So again, that's going to be the draft. Obviously, we're all going to find out. We've all been talking our shit about it for weeks now and speculating. So who knows what to expect. I'm going to be there on Thursday. I'll get into that in a minute. So I'm going to have some live content from that. So let's really hope the Bears don't draft a wide receiver or a backup quarterback or anything stupid with their first pick like they've traditionally done in the past. So moving on into recent news, I'll do more about the draft after the picks this week into my next show. Jalen Hurts, the man with the money, setting the record for quarterbacks. The guy is completely insane. So
here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Right.
Here comes the money.
Guaranteed. Absolutely crazy. Welcome back, Mike Maxwell. Goodbye, Mike Maxwell. So Jalen Hurts literally just set the standard for what the next quarterback contract is going to be, which kind of scares me because Fields operates in a very similar pattern like Jalen Hurts does. I think he's better than Jalen Hurts, in my opinion. But again, 2 or 3 years down the road, if Justin Fields performs and he is what he is, I mean, that's what he's going to be asking for as far as money goes, because that's going to be the comparison on the table. And unless by that time the Bears have sold and the McCaskies are gone, I cannot see the Bears paying a guaranteed $255 million contract to a player. It definitely be, at least to my knowledge, the first time that high in the Bears' history. So as happy as I am for Jalen Hurts, I think he set the standard for other quarterbacks coming up in the near future who are going to get contract extensions or contracts are going to be up. And yeah, it kind of scares me. And we've got a perfect example here. Look how much Daniel Jones made. And he is trash. You're not correct. You're not wrong, my friend. So again, super scary as far as money-wise goes with him coming up. What else is going on in the NFL right now? The Vikings are talking about dropping Mr. Delvin Cook. Oh,
Sorry.
are you all good, bro?
Yeah, I don't know what happened, dude. It just didn't want to connect to my phone. It just stopped.
Oh, you mean there was a technical issue tonight? I can't.
Yeah, we're having a lot of good luck tonight so far.
So I was just getting into talking about Delvin Cook. I mean, the Vikings don't want to pick up his $15 million that he's owed for this season. They're talking about releasing him yet. What do you feel about that? I mean, is that something that the Bears should drop money on? He's been a top 4 quarterback for the last 4 years. I mean, is that something we look into with our available salary cap we got left over?
As long as it doesn't go too far over the cap, sure. I mean, like we said, I don't like spending a lot of money on running back whatsoever. But yeah, if we could.
Dude, I hear you, man. I really wish we would have got Saquon Barkley at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, he would be the only one I would really want to spend the money on.
Yeah, dude, I totally agree. I could have him and Fields in the backfield just would have been awesome, man. But fuck it, what are you gonna do, right?
Absolutely.
Dude, now for the absolute best news of the day. Aaron Rodgers is fucking gone, dude. He's gone to the Jets for number 15 overall, 2023 fifth round pick. And the Packers get the 13th overall, 2023 second round, sixth round pick, and the conditional 224 second round if Roger plays 65% of this season. I first heard this, I'm like, okay, the Jets got fleeced, but did they really get fleeced?
No, the more I've kind of looked at it, not really. It's kind of just like a shell trade. Like they're just trading like this pick for that pick, this pick for that pick. And really, if it boils down to like Rodgers for a second round pick and they swap two places in the first round and the Jets get a fifth, they get a sixth. It's like that extra pick. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, I don't. I think it's a pretty good trade for the Jets. I mean, they almost, both teams had to do it at this point. Rodgers wasn't going back to the Packers, and the Jets are without a quarterback, so it was just a matter of when it was going to get done and for what.
Dude, for sure. And again, I mean, I don't know Aaron Rodgers coming towards the end of the career. Of course, he's always been a great quarterback on paper, but the guy is slowly losing his fucking mind as years have been going on. I mean, the guy just spent the offseason in the woods with witches, eating like Indian hallucinogens, like, dude, you knowingly know this, and like this is what you want to like give up your future of the team to bring this guy here. Like, it just absolutely drives me crazy, man. Like what if you went on a job interview and that said that on your resume that you were eating hallucinogens in the woods? Would you get hired for the job, Maxwell? I don't think I would get.
No. I mean, athletes operate a different landscape for sure, but definitely not. I kind of am rooting for it just to blow up in everybody's face. Just especially if he decides now after the season he's done for good.
Yeah, dude, I think that's where that speculation of like he has to play 65% of this season, because I could definitely see like the Jets going like 0-6 and him just having a complete crybaby breakdown saying I retire now. So
yeah,
wouldn't be too surprised whatsoever. So I think that was a good stipulation in the contract, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But let's see how that all turns out. One topic we didn't get a chance to talk about when you fell off was during the draft this week, Mr. Jalen Carter. He's been the hot topic for every Bears fan around the league, mock drafts, things of that nature. If he's available at 9, I'm totally against bringing him to Chicago. And I have my reasons why. I know you feel a little bit differently, so why don't you go ahead with your reasons, and then I'll bring it back to mine. We can kind of hash it out from there.
I'm kind of in between because the generational talent looks to be there, and it's exactly what the Bears need in the 3 technique on that defensive line. But it's the worry about the immaturity and the desire to actually want to play football. It's just so. I think we all agree if he fell to the second round, trade up, in the second round to get him, absolutely. But I don't think that's going to happen. It's too enticing to pass, but I also understand why they would pass, because you have to hit on this number 9 pick. There's no way around it. You went through all this stuff we just named. If you don't hit on this pick and you get him and he's a bust, of course he could be a bust elsewhere too. But if he's a bust, boy, that's bad. That sets you back immediately. And you did all this for maybe nothing then. So I'd have a hard time passing, but I also understand passing. So if he's the number 1 guy on their board, I'll trust him, because I think Poles has made a lot of really good moves so far, which is scary to say this offseason. I don't know. A month ago I would have said absolutely, but then the pro day thing was a big red flag. How you can flunk your own pro day is really, really bad. The other off the field stuff, I mean, it is what it is.
This guy's just screaming problems. I mean, I would take him right now on one condition. And that's about it, my friend.
I hear you.
Yeah, or a very, very late round draft pick, 3rd, 4th round if everyone just goes past him. But dude, he hit the 3-strike system with me, and this guy is not even started in the NFL yet. So I mean, strike number 1, you're fast and furious, and when you're a prospect, the draft, and someone ends up dead. Then we don't even find out till like a month later you were even there, and then that becomes a big controversy.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2, you can't even finish your pro day. Not that you suck at your pro day, dude. You couldn't complete the tasks. You're 10 pounds overweight, and you couldn't even do that. So now you have 2 strikes against you that everyone's asked themselves, what the fuck is going on with this kid?
Hmm.
And now you tell everyone I refuse to meet with anyone outside of the top 10 teams. Like, dude, that is the biggest red flag for me in the entire world, to stay away from that kid. He has nothing but problems going on right now. And I think he's going to be a good football player somewhere. I don't think the Bears are the right match for him right now to try and fix crazy when we're trying to fix the whole fucking team right now.
Yeah, if he was all we needed, then sure. There's a really good team built around him that's ready to win now, and you want to take that risk. Yeah, sure, fine. But you still need offensive linemen, in my opinion. You still need plenty more on the defense.
Sure.
Tight end maybe also. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll trust whatever move he makes. If he picks them, then we'll go with it and see what happens. But there's so many good offensive linemen too, right there, that it'd be hard to pass on one of them as well. So if you're telling me for sure where I want him to go, probably offensive line. It's the safest play that I think they can make, especially in that early first round where you're going to get a top 5 pick, because I think 4 quarterbacks are going to go in the top 9.
Yeah,
you're going to get one of the 5 best non-quarterbacks in the draft.
Dude, I want winners. Just like Facebook users said, I want fucking winners too, man. And I think Brandon made a good point. I mean, the Bears are at least being professional about it. I mean, they see his potential. They know he fits the scheme. They're going through the right chapters as far as meeting with them, talking to them, look at the investigation, because we all know how the media is, dude. The media will just fucking take everything, turn it into a tornado just to make you watch it, whether it's true or not. So, I mean, I do like that they're at least going through that process. But again, I still think whatever's going on, there's enough known that the kid's going to need an additional eye on him, which I don't think we have that eye to give at this time.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the worry, that you don't. They brought some veterans in, obviously, but maybe you don't have a system available to constantly be watching him. I mean, I'll give him a pass on the car stuff. I mean, we all did really stupid shit when we were young. But also, I don't know what kind of advice he's getting from his agent. I mean, why he would even let them go to pro day when he's completely not ready. So he definitely deserves some of the blame, but I think there's some other blame to go around for Carter too.
Oh, definitely. I mean, obviously, he probably has a team around him, surrounded, telling him what to do. And being 18 years old, I mean, you're listening to people around you at that time. So,
sure.
Yeah, man, not a crazy situation. Like, again, I don't think he's going to make it to 9, in my opinion. I do think he's going to go around like 5, 6, 7, in my opinion.
Yeah, Seattle or Detroit.
We'll see, dude. Don't say Detroit, man. I don't want to. He's going to end up being awesome. Do not want to face him on defense, dude. What else? Bust. Okay, so Juanes, we see a plan to drop down picks. Do you think we're going to drop down and trade the 9th pick for maybe like a 13th, maybe the Steelers we were talking about? You think we give up that 9th pick for something else to get
as
more
long as there's a lot more coming with it? Sure. I mean, from all accounts, this is pretty heavy, top-heavy offensive line draft. So, sure. I mean, I don't want to see him drop in the 20s or 30s or 30 if he can avoid it. If the trade's there and he feels like his board has got enough on it to where he could drop down and still get what he's looking for, sure, why not? I mean, they, like we both said, not only do you need to add impact players for starters, you need depth on this team too. There's no depth. So, sure, the more picks you can get, the better. Or if your guy is at 9, that's the guy you want, that's fine too. I'm good with any of it. Other than trading up anymore, I'm good with anything they do.
Dude, 100%, man. I mean, Poles, in my opinion, has done a great job making decisions. He's talked to the media. He's been as transparent as he's going to be with us and what they're going to be doing, at least for the draft and what they've did in free agency. So I appreciate that. I'm just really hoping going into Thursday, the right moves are made and it just doesn't feel like traditional Bears draft has felt the last 20 or so years. So
I know what you mean, and I hope so too, but it doesn't. It's weird that like I actually have liked all the moves the Bears have made so far. Hiring Kevin Warren to be the president. I've liked everything Poles has done so far. This going into this offseason, in the offseason, it's a weird space to be in. You're waiting for the shoe to drop, but I don't think it is. I think they actually have good infrastructure for a change.
100%, dude. I've been super happy with everything, but just being hesitant. It's like you've been being slapped around for the last 30 years, and now you got 1 year of goodness. You're still a little bit hesitant,
no doubt about
as
it,
far as everything. So,
sure.
Before we go though, this is going to be the show for today, guys. I appreciate everyone showing up. Just wanted to give you a little taste, a little catch up of Bears last season up to today. We're going to be doing more after the draft. But I really want to talk about, give a moment and shout out to my sponsors. First being Minor Threat Restaurant Group. They're the owners of Sovereign in Plainfield and then Crusade Burger Bar in Yorkville and in Crest Hill. If you guys have not been there, you guys are absolutely crazy. They're phenomenal. Every single food menu item, from the shakes to the burgers to the fries to the cheese curd, Crusade just kills it left and right, and so does Sovereign. Sovereign's a little bit more upscale, a little bit more cocktail based, a lot more nicer, fancier food. But overall, they're absolutely phenomenal. Would recommend to anyone. On top of the food being phenomenal, drinks being phenomenal, it's privately owned. They're a private small business, absolute phenomenal people. Happen to be members of FAT too, on top of it, which makes it even better. So you'll see some of their menu items popping up here from Crusade, going into Sovereign. If you're not from the Plainfield or Crest Hill, Yorkville area, I'm telling you, it's worth making a drive out to go check them out. And on top of having great food, you're also supporting a great privately owned business, which we could definitely be helping those guys a little bit more now. Chili's and Applebee's are making their money. It's these guys we need to keep the business open for. On top of that, for my second sponsor, Mr. Beer Mysterio, as everyone knows, opened up a taco restaurant and tamale restaurant in Villa Park. For you craft beer heads out there, they're right there in Villa Park across the street from Moore Brewing Company. So that's always a great twofer stop. And me and my family have gone there a ton since they opened. Small, quaint place, amazing handmade, homemade food. Their El Pastor, their corn tortillas, their tamales are out of this world. It's his whole entire family who works there, who runs it, who owns it. So again, a privately owned business ran by a family, money going to a small business. That's where we need to be focusing our money nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. So again, if you make it out there, go check out those two places. Great people, great food. You will not be disappointed. Other than that, to wrap it up, I will be going to the draft party at Soldier Field coming up on Thursday. I'm going to be going with my boy Oso Grande and hopefully some of the other FAT members. So if you're going to be at Soldier Field, hit me up. Let me know. I'd love to meet up, take a picture, have a drink, whatever. Other than that, on Friday, I will be going to Kansas City with Big Mike O'Malley. We're going to be hitting up the Elite Superfans draft party for the draft. That'll be a ticketed event. If you're interested, reach out to Elite Superfans, myself. Anyone in the group could definitely lead you in the right direction. If you're going to be in Kansas City, the party is going to be insane. Other than that, appreciate everyone showing up tonight. You guys have been fantastic. I'm going to have another show right after the draft, and then probably after that going into the preseason. Not going to come on here weekly and talk about just bullshit or trash or try to do time-filling stuff. So, I mean, it's just going to be when there's content to be talked about, you're going to hear from me. Other than that, Mr. Maxwell, I appreciate you joining me tonight. Sorry,
yeah, thanks,
everyone.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
man, yes. The technical difficulties. We couldn't screw those up anymore.
Dude, I'm
we
telling
got-
you,
we
we
got
did
it out
a
of the way.
run-through. The run-through was
it's
perfect.
over with now. It's all going to be the smoothest thing ever after
Yeah,
this.
we thought we were fucking just pros after the run-through. Like, oh, we got this, man. We got this.
Man, what are you going to do?
Exactly. But thank you, everyone. I love you guys. And make sure to share the page, comment. I mean, I really want to try and grow this and get the word out there about all this. So any help from you guys as far as sharing, commenting, and liking, posting, it is super appreciated. I do see all of it, and I do appreciate it. So thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight. Love you to death. And bear down. We'll see you next time.
Peace out.
Thank you, and go Bears!